You know, I always wanted to have the president on our show. And today, I have the president. He's a tremendous actor. He's earned nominations, Tony nominations, all sorts of nominations. He's got right now doing one of the characters on TV that really, really stands out, I think. He's appeared in countless sitcoms. I think his first job's on a Mork and Mindy, believe this. And he's now playing President Charles Logan on 24. Please welcome Gregory Itzin. I tell you, welcome to the show, Mr.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
It's nice to be here. I can't, you know, I'm looking at your filmography, your bibliography. Look at this. What happened here?
Apples.
Apples, yes.
Or the teacher. No,
so it's weird. But is your first job in Mork and Mindy? Am I right?
Actually, I think my first job was on a thing called Backstairs at the White House. It's a mini-series. I was a tour guide in the White House. I was a tour guide in the White House. I hadn't thought about that until right now.
Now, how come, what I'm saying, I don't understand why you didn't do Who's the Boss. You did all of those sitcoms.
And I knew Judith Light, too.
And you did every sitcom. I mean, you did
a lot of sitcoms.
You did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even, at this point, I don't remember. Enough brain cells have died where I don't even remember whether I auditioned for your show.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm shocked, though. You know what I mean?
I know. We expect to run. Well, we actually played baseball against each other.
That's right. You played in the league for a while, right?
In the softball league.
What was the name of your team?
10 guys from Italy.
Yeah. Who was on that team?
Michael Keaton was on that team, Kevin Nealon was on that team, and a bunch of comedy writers and stand-up comics. That's, I think, why the name.
So you know the league is
Italy.
still out. The league is still going on.
In the Valley, yeah.
Yeah, they played Saturday. I didn't play, but we won Saturday.
The Dukes?
The Dukes, yeah. It used to be La Monica's New York Pizza, I think.
Oh, yeah. I remember that team. Yeah, okay.
Pretty good,
that was a great name, too.
Now, so you're on this show that I'm crazy about. And,
me too.
And you're having a ball doing it, right?
I'm having a great time doing it. It's a big gift. Yeah.
Now, by the way, everybody who else has come with a little bit of a sneak preview, and I understand that you have also brought something for us to see.
Have I?
And people are very excited about it. Yes. So let's take before we talk about anything else, let's take a look at what happens next. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. So obviously, you're a terrific actor, and you've been doing this for a while now. But explain to me how are you specific? How do you know, the key in acting is to be specific. Am I right?
That's right.
Well, how do you be specific when you don't know where the character's going? I mean, I read in the research that you said that you had your character figured out, that he was not so much a coward, but that he had reached his level as vice president and really was thrust into this presidency and wasn't prepared to be there. Well, obviously, that wasn't what was happening.
Well, that's
what does it say about acting then? I mean...
Well, it's actually the way 24 is kind of structured. And they're very proud of the fact that they will slip surprises to the actors who are playing the part. So... at the beginning of the season, the first couple episodes where I actually seemingly stop the traumatic thing from happening to America.
Right, you saved the day.
Greg, the actor, thinks, because I don't know where it's going, I think, damn it, I'm going to be a good president. I'm going to set an example. I'm really excited. I'm doing these
Rushmore
speeches.
Coming. Rushmore.
Yeah, really. The big stuff. And then shortly thereafter, they say, no. They asked me, what would you like, Greg, this season? Which is pretty cool right up front.
They say that.
Yeah, well, you know, and I told them, and they didn't do that, of course. I said I would like to be a hero, because, you know, if you play the President of the United States, you'd like to be... Heroic and staunch, and you know, and they laughed at me. And I didn't really know where it was going, and they didn't either, but I knew right then that I wasn't going to be the guy that everybody would love.
So then, how then? I mean, so then how do you approach it?
Okay. First of all, you don't know what's coming, so all you can do is deal with the script that's in front of you. Now, when they first hired me, when they first called up and said, would you like to play the vice president, they said, here's the parameters. We don't know much about this guy yet, but we know he's scared, and he has a hard time making a decision. And he said, what do you want to do? So I made a very fast decision and said, yeah, I'll do that. But that was the parameter. So right from the beginning, I gave them choices, semi-staunch leader of men to abject coward. And they kept picking the abject coward stuff. And that's what I did. So every time I get a script then, I would think about what it is that would illuminate that. Like, and he said, what do you want to do? So I made a very fast decision and said, yeah, I'll do that. But that was the parameter. So right from the beginning, I gave them choices, semi-staunch leader of men to abject coward. And they kept picking the abject coward stuff. And that's what I did. So every time I get a script then, I would think about what it is that would illuminate that. Like the difficulty making a decision, how... It was about guilt and fear and all those things that we go through as an actor, you know.
What I'm saying is, okay, so that's how you're approaching it.
Yeah.
But it turns out not to be the character.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop.
So I'm just trying to, you know, because, I mean, that's the rule. You got to be specific as an actor.
Yeah.
It's hard to be specific when you don't know, and it actually turns out to be totally something other than you're playing.
I got a very upset stomach when I found out.
Yeah.
All I can say is I can play what's right in front of me. So I look at the scene and I say, in this scene, I'm going to be mad at CTU because they're incompetent and they're screwing up or whatever. And so that's all I can do is think about how I would do that and why I'm mad. Because am I guilty because of something that I messed up and they didn't take care of, so I have somebody to blame it on? Because that's pretty typical.
Right,
Nobody takes responsibility for themselves. You're always looking for somebody to blame it on from when you're a kid on. So I get that, you know, and that's how I do it.
But okay, but what is it? Yeah, and I'm just...
You're going after something here, Tony.
Because,
what is it?
Well, because I think there's a key here. So there's something here.
Okay.
Because what does it say about technique and acting and acting technique that you're actually breaking the rules and yet so good? It's so real. And
what do you mean by breaking the rules?
Well, the rule of, I mean, I get the script. I build a backstory for the guy. I build a front story for the guy. I'm specific about all this stuff, but you don't have that opportunity. You don't have that luxury.
One thing I try to do is, as me, the actor, is find both things going on at the same time. You're always looking for a positive choice because your character wouldn't do something that didn't make him feel better, right?
Right.
So that's why I'm always going for positive choices. But I also realize that everybody is two things at once. We're not all good. We're not all bad. We exist someplace in between. Sometimes we're sweet. For instance, my great wife, Jean Smart.
Yeah, we're going to talk about her.
Amazing.
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. Wait, look. Hang on a second. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me come back. Let me go to take a break.
Some business.
And we'll come back and talk about the great Jean Smart. She's so great in the show. Okay. Come back. And he's going, and you know what else? Gregory's going to try and win a prize for the audience. So we'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Gregory Itzin, the president on 24. And we were just about to talk about the great Jean Smart.
We were going to extol her virtues, but I don't remember what thread were we following?
You were going to say something about working with her.
Oh, I know what it was.
Pretty good. Huh?
Yeah, that's great. You're very good. He's the host. He knows what he's doing. When we thought I was going to have a wife, which was very cool because it meant they'd planned to have me around for a while, for one thing. And you never know on 24. They told me the people they were looking at, a wonderful list of actresses, but Jean Smart was there, and I'd worked with Jean 20 years ago on stage, so I kept saying, you know, I know her. I mean, we get along well. We were fine. So anyway, she came on, and I said to her, we got a chance to do something really nifty here, which is to show a dysfunctional relationship between the president and his wife, which, you know...
Geez, I wonder where would that...
I'm not going any further with that. But what I was talking about was the black and white of people and how, you know, sometimes you're sweet and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you can make a decision, sometimes you can't. And sometimes you love your wife and sometimes you hate her.
Yeah, sometimes you try to put her in the Russian guy's car when they're going to blow it up.
It seemed like the right thing to do because the script said so, but also, so this is an example of how I do that work. I know I'm going to make a decision. I can see in the script that I'm going to let her go, so I have to think of all the reasons that this guy would actually do it, besides the ones that are written down on the thing, you know, that if the Russian president isn't killed, then thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans are going to die, and in the moment of having to make, that's hard to be a president.
No,
it's hard to be the president, because you've got to make those kind of decisions, and the buck always stops there. So I have to find a reason, and also part of it is, my wife is a tough row to hoe. She, you know, she's been in an institution. She is constantly saying, and making life very hard.
And yet,
now this is not Greg Itzin, you know, this is Charles Logan.
But there are also times when she bullies you, where she's
she's the girl I love. She's the girl I married. She's the girl I went through life with, and all. And we've made up stories about what our life was like. This is also the work that actors do. But you know, and there's a moment when they say, when Mike Novick, the great Jude Chicolella, says, your wife's all right, when I go, there's a moment on screen where you can see he's not sure that that's the best thing.
Right.
Because
and
it means that the terrorists are now going to, you know, come after him.
This is pretty much fun part to play. I mean, this is really complex and evil and...
Yeah. It's all things. I mean, you know, and even though, well...
And the president as well.
And he's the president
and
of the
wait,
United
I want to ask you, I see, speaking of the president, you have a red, white, and blue earring.
Very patriotic.
Yeah, check this out. Can you get a shot of this? Wait, right there. Right there, see it? Yeah. That's is that a twisted cry for help, or what is that?
Could be. I have no idea. That's a psychological thing. No, I had one, then I had two, and I figured I needed three. I don't know.
We got to play a game.
I also have to give you this before we go. I know we got no time at all, but this was a gift. I designed this, and Jeannie and I bought it for the crew, and etc. And it's from Logan's Retreat, which is where we go when we're at my house. So.